Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of RiesKitchen. Today we're making another one of my family favourites, and that's gluten-free pizza. There's not too many ingredients in the dough itself, and the toppings are of course what your family like, but this is what my family enjoy. So let's get straight into it, shall we? So first up we have self-raising flour, cream, milk and a little extra flour for dusting. And then for the toppings, homemade passata, salami, red onion, anchovy, button mushroom, Kalamata olives and fresh mozzarella. Now for the best results of your homemade pizza, to get that nice crisp base, what you want is a pizza stone. So this one's made of ceramic, and what we need to do is heat this up. So I'm going to pop it in the oven and turn the oven on to 220 degrees, and then when it reaches temperature, my stone will be nice and hot too. So now let's get our dough ready. So into a nice big bowl we pop our gluten-free flour, and we add our cream into a well in the middle. Now to help us get the cream out, we'll put the milk into that jug. And we'll add most of the milk, not all, until we see how the flour's absorbing the milk. And using a flat knife, just give it a stir until it starts to come together. So just checking to make sure how moist it is. I don't want it too moist. We're going to put all that lovely cheese and salami on it. That's not too bad. Now if you're lucky enough to have a pastry mat like I do, mine has circles on it. And so I know that it goes to 30 centimetres, which is the size I'm going to be wanting to make my whole dough later to go on my stone. So now just a little bit of flour just to help stop it sticking, and a little bit of flour on your fingers because they will stick. Bring that dough out. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a knead just to make sure that it all comes together. Now with ordinary flours, we would let our dough rest for at least half an hour. With gluten-free flours, of course, we don't need to worry about that. And you see, I've got it so it's nice and smooth on the top. That tells me that I've kneaded it enough. So now just a little bit of extra flour on my board, out to my 30 centimetres, and a little bit on my rolling pin. When you're rolling, never roll your rolling pin over the edge, just up to the edges. Otherwise you get a thin bit on the edge and it's not even. So now I'll just grab my pizza stone out of the oven. Now because this is well loved, I don't need to grease it. But what I am going to do is just put a little bit of flour on it. Now being really careful because this is 200 degrees. Pop her down. And now this goes back in the oven for 10 more minutes. So now let's prep our toppings. Going to slice our red onion and our mushrooms, thick slices of our mozzarella, halve the olives and dice up the anchovies. So let's get our pizza out. It's not looking too bad at all. And if we take a little peek, we'll see it's starting to brown on the bottom. So now we can put all of our toppings down as your family likes them. So first up, our pasta sauce. Now for our salami. Red onions and mushrooms are next. Now for our olives and anchovies, my favourite bit. And lucky last is our mozzarella. Now, of course, the fresh mozzarella won't spread across the top too much, but will just be delicious. And now this goes back in the oven for another 15 minutes until that cheese is all gooey and gorgeous. Just look at that. So the mozzarella's all melted and beautiful, started to go brown. I lift up the bottom, I can see it's lovely and cooked. Now, as always, for all information from today's recipe, don't forget to check out my blog at the link below. But as always, the best part's in the eating. Such a perfect Sunday night tea. Crisp base, sweet sauce, salty anchovies, just delicious. Until next time, everybody, ciao.